Up front now, the former Pentagon military official who ran the covert government program up until this last November, Luis Elizondo.
I can't speak on behalf of the government. Obviously, I'm not in the U.S. government anymore. My personal belief is that there is very compelling evidence that we may not be alone, whatever that means.
That was Lou Elizondo in 2017. That was over 4 years ago. And it's not like evidence to the contrary has been found, okay? Actually, more evidence has been found in support of an extraterrestrial hypothesis. I think at this point in my brain, there is more than enough evidence to conclude that it is extraterrestrial or non-human life. And if you can just avoid the obvious blocks in our brains that we're human, right? That we think we know everything. If you can get around that, I think you can see that the evidence is overwhelming. Welcome to the channel, guys. Chris Lehto, retired F-16 pilot turned UAP investigator. This video will be a little bit different today. It goes into my mental shift when I decided that there has been enough evidence. I have seen enough evidence in the last year that I've been investigating this to, at least in my own brain, ascertain that the highest chance is that these sightings is from extraterrestrial life. However you want to describe that, whether it's intelligent or not. Our government has proof of it. They've openly admitted it. And now it's just up to us to kind of accept it, right? Which is going to take a long time. I think it's going to take a long time. Smash that like button. If you do like this content, subscribe for notifications on when I release videos, which should be every Friday. And then go to patreon.com/Chris Lehto, join the team. Now let's get on to the video.
So I'm not trying to be evasive in any way or vague with your answer, but
yeah. Well,
I think there's a lot of possibilities.
Look, and I know you think it's important. I know you think that the government didn't take the threat seriously enough. So let me just ask you point blank the question. Do you believe that life from somewhere else, while you ran this program, came here, visited, observed?
I will tell you unequivocally that through the observation, scientific methodologies that were applied to look at this phenomena, that these aircraft, we'll call them aircraft, are displaying characteristics that are not currently within the U.S. inventory, nor in any foreign inventory that we are aware of.
So I know you're being clear, but I mean, the answer is yes.
I can't speak on behalf of the government. Obviously, I'm not in the U.S. government anymore. My personal belief is that there is very compelling evidence that we may not be alone, whatever that means.
When I saw Lou Elizondo back in 2017, I saw him make that comment, actually. I remember seeing it, and it was like a little nudge in my brain, moved me in a certain direction, but it wasn't enough to convince me. Then I saw the Lex Fridman interview with David Fravor. The Lex Fridman interview with David Fravor changed the game for me and really felt like I had firsthand knowledge of a UAP experience. I still didn't do anything. That was in December 2020. I still didn't change anything in my life, okay? I kind of looked up a little bit more, but then just went on with my daily life, okay? My brain still hadn't accepted it. Then in May 2021, the 60 Minutes came out with Alex Dietrich. 25 June preliminary assessment came out as well. And we see that the US government finally admitted that they do have a lot of evidence on unexplained aerial phenomena. They don't know what it is. And they can't rule out extraterrestrials, right? They cannot rule out alien life. And they're terrified to even put it on the list, right? But it's on the list. According to this Debrief article from December 3rd, 2020, one of the intelligence reports released in early 2019 is said to have provided a general overview of the UAP topic and included details of previous military encounters. According to sources who had read it, the report also contained an unreleased photograph of an aerial phenomena categorized as unidentified. This unidentified photograph was later confirmed to be taken in March 2019 off the east coast of the US. Okay, sounds pretty similar, like my last video on Sphere Acorn Blimp. The Debrief was told the accompanying photo was captured from within the cockpit of an FA-18 fighter jet with a pilot's personal cell phone. So that's the same month, F-18, and captured with a cell phone as those 4 images I went through in my last video. The report is said to have indicated the object was hovering or completely motionless when military pilots encountered it. All 3 officials who talked about this agreed that based on the photo, the object appeared to be an altitude of roughly 30 to 35,000 feet and approximately 1,000 feet from the fighter jet. So this photograph, they say later in the article, that it's an unidentified silver cube in the same general location. So now we have, if that's the same sortie, same mission, you have a sphere, you have the acorn, you have the blimp, and now we have a silver metallic cube shape. Okay, so that's 4 different things. And they confirm, they go through in this article saying it could not be balloons because it was literally motionless in high winds. That's not all, okay? From this article, again, just mind-blowing information has already been released, okay? There's tons of evidence, okay? This is just recent evidence, one case that I'm going over. There was a second report issued later in the summer. According to those willing to discuss the document, the report's most disconcerting aspect was one of the potential explanations provided for what UAP could represent. Sources say a list of possible prosaic explanations for these mysterious airborne encounters was provided. The report expressly stated that the potential for UAP to be alien or non-human technology was of legitimate consideration. Overwhelmingly, everyone the debrief spoke with said the most striking feature of the recently released UAP Task Force Intelligence Position Report was the inclusion of a new and extremely clear photograph of an unidentifiable triangular aircraft. The photograph, which is said to have also been taken from inside the cockpit of a military fighter jet, depicted an apparent aerospace vehicle, described as a large equilateral triangle with rounded or blunt edges and large, perfectly spherical white lights in each corner. Officials who had seen it said the image was captured in 2019 by an F-18 fighter pilot. I found out later it's off the East Coast. Chances are it could have been on that same exact mission. 2 officials that received the report said the photo was taken after the triangular craft emerged from the ocean and began to ascend straight upwards at a 90-degree angle. It was indicated that this event occurred off the eastern coast of the United States. Several other sources confirmed the photo's existence. However, they declined to provide any further specifics of the incident. The 3 officials the debrief spoke with said the report suggested the UAP task force appears to be concerned that the objects being termed as UAP may be originating from within the world's oceans. Strange as this may sound, the idea of USOs, or unidentifiable submersible objects, is not something exclusive to the current UAP task force. How do you explain a giant triangular craft coming out of the ocean and going into space? Okay, we cannot do that. I don't care who you are. With our current understanding of the universe, of the world, of matter, how it works, we can't make a triangle, a giant triangle, come out of the ocean and fly up to space, okay? Either you believe that or you don't. All it takes is one incident. It just takes one. Nimitz, look at the Nimitz. Look how much information we have on the Nimitz. You have 4 aviators, corroborating story. You have radar data. We have optical data. You have people on the ship saying they saw these objects with their eyes. What else do we need, guys? All it takes is one event, and that means that everything else is possible. That means Roswell is possible. It's possible. In my mind, there's a very high chance that the US government has a craft, has some sort of alien technology. One of these triangles or something, or pieces of. Maybe they dug it up somewhere. I mean, just look at the evidence throughout history. They have it biblical times. They've had it in the Middle Ages. We've had sightings in the 1800s, the 1900s, early 1900s, all the way up every year. Every year there's sightings. Sightings are not going away, they're increasing. People ask, where are all the HD photos? Where's all the videos? They're on the internet, man. Go and look at the internet. There's tons of videos. They can't all be faked. They're not all faked. All it takes is one. And in my mind, man, the Nimitz is legit. And what changed this? Why did I make this revelation last week? I made the decision to accept the evidence after I went on Michigan UFO Sightings Paranormal Encounters podcast yesterday. I talked to Michelle and Wayne. They're a couple. They live in Michigan. They are educators. Wayne is a science teacher. In 2018, they had to basically jump out of their Jeep or they would hit a giant triangle craft. They saw it 2:30 in the morning. They were completely sober. They both saw it. A giant triangle shaped object just hovering in the air, kind of shimmering 200 to 300 feet on each side. And it just moved, could just hover. Why would they make that up? And for that one event, I hear hundreds of those. There's thousands, maybe tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of events like this. Normal people, nothing to gain, see these objects. And it goes back throughout all of our history. We have photos. We have HD photos. Our government has even better videos that they are scared right now to release. I believe that there is a literal mountain of evidence. There is a mountain of evidence for extraterrestrial, at least craft. These triangular craft, the orbs, these things are not from human, okay? It's non-human tech, at least not from Earth. These things fly off into space, man. This is what alien contact looks like. If you want to know, this is it, everybody. This is it. It's exciting. It's kind of terrifying. But in my mind, you know, they've been here for a long time. These things have been going on for a long time. More than likely, it's just part of the environment they're in. It's part of the larger ecosystem. If you look, we literally know nothing about the universe. We don't know what black holes are. We haven't even seen to the center of our own galaxy. We don't know what gravity is. We don't know how magnetism relates to electricity. Well, we know how it relates, we don't know why. Let's just look at dark matter, dark energy. Our scientists admit to not knowing what 95% of the universe is made of. We don't know jack, everybody. We really don't. The only thing that stopped me from actually accepting the evidence was my own belief that humans actually know what we're talking about. And we don't. We don't know what we're talking about. We don't know. We're just like all of the other creatures on this planet. Okay, we're trying to figure stuff out, and I believe there's a lot more going on than we realize. And for me, I am excited, super excited about it. For me, it's an optimistic moment. The world has gotten much more vibrant, much more complicated, much more rich. UAPs show that there's more to the universe than we can possibly imagine, which just makes sense, right? It makes sense. Throughout human history, we always find something new. That's the point of science, is changing their mind. When I changed my mind last year on a topic, everyone was surprised. Okay, but that's what we do. That's what science does. When you get new evidence, you update your position. The solution changes. We will always be wrong. Everything we know about the world is in some way wrong. It's just how much, how wrong is it? If we had stopped getting UAP indications, if we had stopped having incidents, or at any point, we keep receiving evidence. Okay, in the future, we are going to keep finding more evidence. Surprise. Why would that change? Why would it change? Just leading when? When will it be enough? When will we realize that we're not alone? When will we realize that it doesn't make sense to go and kill each other, to do wars, to fight against other humans? When will we learn that we can actually work together to better the world? We can. We really can. It is actually possible. I don't know, maybe this is a chance for humanity to self-reflect. Maybe we can actually come together as a species, because up until recently, man, I was pretty disappointed in our species. Little different video this week, guys, but please like it. If you did like the content, consider subscribing. I release a video every Friday. Let me know what you think in the comments. Did I go off the deep end? I try and read all the comments. If you want to join the team, go to patreon.com/Chris Lehto and join the UAP squadron. The only way I make income for the channel is through YouTube advertising and patron donations. You can also get other benefits there, behind the scenes access. Thanks for being everybody. Have a great week. Peace.